Hi everyone. Okay, so it's been a cute little minute. I was on a weekly-ish schedule or bi-weekly, I can't fully remember. But as you all know, I moved to LA. Yesterday marks 1 month that I've been here. And yeah, I've been thinking like, what's my next video gonna be? I kind of want to answer questions about my experience of living here and what that's been like. For the month. But I also kind of wanted to do some studio content. So I'm thinking about doing a sort of studio vlog and doing a voiceover of answering questions of what my experience has been like. So as you can see, I'm here in the studio. I'm gonna grab some of my pieces that just came out of the kiln Saturday. So yeah, I'm gonna paint them. I just got some new underglazes, and I also have student work to glaze, and so I'll probably just try and record as much of that as possible, and then later on I'm going to overlay a little like question interview thingy. But either way, I'm gonna get started. I'm gonna change the setup basically so that way you can get a better view. The one thing about studio filming is I always put my hands in the way, and so I'm gonna try my best to not do that today. But yeah, so feel free to tune in if you want to grab a snack or something to drink, want to grab something to work on, you've got like a little menial task you want to get out of the way, this is a great video for that. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get started, and I'll start showing y'all some of the pieces that I have to work on for today. All right. Okay, so I have all of my stuff kind of set out here, and I'm just gonna go one by one, basically showing folks what the designs that came out of the kiln. As you can see here, I try to keep my maker mark on every single piece. This is not something I've been doing consistently, but it's something I'm really trying to get in the habit of, especially now that I'm living in a bigger city. I want my pieces to be recognizable in the event that maybe they happen with the same owner, you know, coincidentally, or whatever. People will know to look for my maker's mark. I'm trying to see where I can find that one on here, but there's that. And so also a little bit, I guess, behind my maker's mark is that it's basically a M and a C, but also kind of a Z. And back in middle school, I was given the nickname of Mim Diesel because my last name is Mims. And so the Z is kind of connected to the Mim Diesel. Diesel is also connected to weed, and yeah, the MC, and all of those three things kind of being connected in that one symbol is really the whole point of it all. Looks like we're a little over, it's a little light. It's weird, I don't know how to fix that. It's like too much. And it's going back and forth, that's really weird. Let's see. So yeah, that works. So you can kind of see that detail here. It's pretty like, faint, I feel like, because of the way that the light is, but you can see just a little orange pipe. Then can move into some of the miniatures. So these might be a little hard. Gotta zoom in here. There we go. Okay, it's really tiny. As you can see, it's hard to stay in focus, but it's a little book, and you know, it's messy, but it is a miniature book. This might be too small. There we go. Yeah, miniature book. Trying to get it in focus. There we are. You can see the texture in that good. Put that back here. Then next, I've got a hot dog, which you can kind of see there's a little condiment on there. The lighting is great, but it's almost like too much. So like if we just take it down like 2 notches, I want to see that detail. There we go. Lock it in. There we go. Well, autofocus lock. There we go. I think that works for me. Right, there we go. So we have this little miniature hot dog. Basically, I want to make a little vending machine And so I've been working on making these really great miniatures. As you can see here, I have this little magic wand with switch and a little plug on the side. And again, trying to be more disciplined about creating my maker's marks. But also, I apologize for all the background noise. I may end up recording all over this anyway, just because it's a little annoying. There we go. Boom. Okay. Is that right? Seems like it, but yeah. Then have more books. Little ceramic books. And then, oh my God, okay. We have a freaking plate of spaghetti. Yeah, like, stop it. What? This focus is gonna kill me. Okay, we're just gonna let it do what it does. But this little plate of spaghetti with basil. Like, what? Shut up. And then I think what we can do actually, so I had to change the settings a little bit, but here is the cutest little toaster you've ever seen with little pieces that can be taken out. So there we go. See, I told y'all I'm not good at doing like stuff for the camera. I guess this is what I'm here to practice. But little toaster. Then I've made rings in the past, but they were specifically for the sake of being roach clip rings. And so I'm going to experiment with some of these and see if I can't start making some jewelry. So I think that's all the tiny stuff I have. Then next we can show, I have these super cute freaking matchstick containers. And so, oh, there's a little bug in there. I'll leave them be. Something about the drying shelf, they love to go be over there. But yeah, so, oh, there is a little tiny crack, but I think, honestly, glaze should fill that in. And so, it won't slide this way once they're glazed. Hopefully, the glaze doesn't take up too much space and they should just kind of slide perfectly, but normally you want a little bit of a rattling fit pre-glaze. So yeah. Then we've got this guy with this kind of handle. Same concept, different feet. There's that. I experimented with whether I wanted the maker's mark or my last name on some of the pieces. I don't know, I get so into the weeds with things sometimes, but I'm like, well, if somebody finds my pieces far off in time, like, I like the idea that they'll have to decipher, like, is it the maker's mark? Is it the last name? Are they real? Are they fakes? Like, I feel like the world won't even be the way that it is now by the time that something like that could happen, but I like to imagine. And this one, if you can't already tell, this is going to be a juice box, and that's why the pull looks like a bench straw. Kind of going after the, like, when you drink your juice box and it's empty and you're just messing around with it and you end up shoving the straw all the way back in and then you can't get it out kind of thing. That's what I was going for. And again, maker's mark, we got these cute little feetsies on this piece, and so when you see it kind of on the counter, it'll just be a juice box. So, love that for me. Next, I've got these shot glasses, which were somewhat of a commission. And again, maker's mark, boop, boop. And they've got this really nice little dimple on the bottom. So like if you're kind of just holding it, kind of talking with people, it's got a nice little dimple. And so they all have that. And then they also stack. TT. And some configurations of stacking are probably better than others, but if they were my cups, I probably would store them like that, so. side. And then another exciting piece is this here banana. Just kidding, it's not a banana. It's actually a plantain, because the first plantain pipe that I made, a white man purchased it and he's like, can I buy this banana pipe? And I was like, ugh, yeah, you can. So maker's mark again, because the last one didn't have one, and we were getting a plantain. It even got a sticker, so I might mess around with some realism painting and try and get that true to fashion Chiquita, or whatever brand sells plantains. Honestly, I don't even know. Next piece is this little bud vase that I made on the wheel. She's got a little crack on the inside, but the beauty of it is we got her on the bottom. I think there's no maker's mark, which is okay. You know, this is not an original design by any means. I was just practicing on the wheel. Probably could also use some sanding as well. So, but yeah, everything is still dusty, which I probably should have wiped them before showing. And so you can kind of see there's dust building up here from all the pieces I'm touching, but everything has to be wiped down before glazing anyway. So, and I have the window open. Next, we have this cute little ashtray. The way that I kind of thought about it is like, you can obviously ash in here, and then you put like, you know, ash in here, and then you can put like your lighters, matches, or whatever kind of here. Obviously, if you pick it up, whatever is in the middle is not gonna come with. So I think I'm gonna make some more with patches here, and then I wanted to make a circular version as well. But if this proves like something people want, I may make more. Maker's mark again. But I thought this was kind of cool, and for a while I've been trying to experiment with how to bring a retro glass ashtray feel to ceramic, and I feel like this has been the most successful experiment so far. So yeah. Then something I am very proud of is the first fully self-sufficient bong that I've made. There is a crack here, and so I'm either going to keep this, possibly repair it if I have the capacity to, or I'm gonna, I guess, sell it for discount. Realistically, once this superficial crack has been sealed, it should still function as normal, and so as long as the function isn't compromised, I may still sell it. But for right now, I don't think that that is a viable option at the moment, because that crack does go through. And then the first piece I believe I started on when I got here is this pleaser. There's definitely some dimensions, like this length to here, I'm really not super happy with, and then here to here, same thing. There's just something really chunky going on here, but I think like this part and like the heel like was successful, and even the fact that like she's pretty sturdy, like she can hold her own, which is great. Like, and even if I shake the table, like she's holding her own. Oops, I'm moving all my shit. But very proud of this piece. So yeah, little mouthpiece here. So the beauty of it is you have to kiss the boot when you want to smoke, and I think that that's great. I don't know how much I want to share about my personal life on here, but I think it's cheeky. So for now, that's all I'll say. Hope y'all like that, and I may make this in the future, just because, like I said, there's something about the dimensions I really want to narrow down and kind of like hone in on. And then I think this is the last piece that I didn't show y'all. Actually, no, I see there's one more piece over here, but this is my first ever roller skate pipe, and bitch, can't nobody tell me nothing. She's fly as fuck. Yeah, I'm just really happy with this design. Like, I literally got under here and even like did the, I think these are trucks. No fucking clue. I'm a skater, but I'm not that in depth. I got in here and got the detail, tried to get, you know, some detail on the wheels, got that maker's mark on there so you know it's real. And yeah, like the bowl is clean as fuck, carb hole, and again, you gotta kiss the boot to smoke. And so I just thought that that was super cute, and I'm really happy with it. And now I'm like overwhelmed because I have to figure out how I'm gonna paint this thing. But so fucking cute. And like, okay, let's get into it real quick, B. Let's just get into it real quick because look at this lace work. And these, like, beach. You want to talk about fucking tiny. This is my pinky. And this is the stitch. Oh, let me see if I can get this. Like, are you kidding? Are you kidding? Could never. Just kidding. Anyway, so fucking happy. Like, over the moon with these. So happy. Like, little droopy droops. Anyway, love that. And then the last piece that is made by me is this rolling tray. And so can boop, 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 scoop your scoop, even get it lined up in here, scoop it out like that. Like she's sturdy. She not going nowhere. There is a little bit of a rocking, but I think because of the weight of the piece, like as I don't know how to explain it, but the rocking is diagonal. And so you're not gonna necessarily be rolling over here, You'll probably roll here or here. And so any pressure you apply, like, should be cool. For people who are super particular, that might be annoying, but this is the first rolling tray that I've made. And this slab, I don't know if you can tell, but it definitely slumped, kind of like this way in the center. So this part has kind of come out a little bit, so that may have distorted the foot that I put on it. But again, maker's mark on one side, Mim Ceramics on the other, where there was space. But yeah, this is the last item from all the stuff that I made in the first month of April being here, or the first month in being in LA, and my first month in April. Anyway, y'all get what I'm trying to say. I'm not gonna do that again because I feel like it's just gonna get worse. And then moving on to student work, we have this really beautiful decoration that somebody made, nice flower, and they used these kind of like doily cut leaf cutouts that I had. And so this will be really nice once it's glazed. I don't think they put a name on it, but yeah, amazing. And then during the same workshop, it was actually a couple that came in and they were celebrating a birthday, which I just, I love when people get commissions from me for loved ones or, you know, again, want to hang out with their friends in my workshop. Like, it's such a high compliment, but it's a banana. It kind of also has shark vibes, the guy was saying that made it, which I kind of love, but it's basically a banana pipe. And we're going to go in and leave this part as like the banana that you eat, and then kind of make these all the peel. And so I thought that that was pretty cool. He also inspired me to make the plantain pipe as well, and so that's pretty awesome. And then lastly, the first workshop that I had, we had a person named Sage make this really awesome piece, and I just loved how they were able to get this really delicate feel. Like, you see this petal right here, how they just kind of wisp off, but they made the connections super sturdy and strong. And so I just really thought that that was a good use of the clay, finding a way to make it feel like all of these pieces are coming off of the original base, but they're strong and sturdy and they're on there. And so they did a really great job, and I can't wait to return this to them. And then the last but not least, stunner baller, who decided to make a wand pipe. And so this person, I did let them know. I was worried because I didn't see too many connection points. As you can see right here, this negative space in between these pieces. And so if at any point this piece were to be dropped or knocked, I would worry that we'd start having more, honestly, I'm not sure this is even fixed, but we'd start having more fractures like this. And as those connection points break apart, this piece is more and more likely to come off. But I think the smart thing they did is because this is wrapped around the back, it's kind of holding itself on that way. And then the same thing here, the spiral is kind of forcing them to stay together. And so I think this person is pretty delicate, so I think that they'll be okay long term. But I will obviously want to make sure that through the rest of the process, I'm super delicate with it. And the glaze is going to help out also with holding everything together once we get to that point. So just got to hold on a little bit longer. But yeah, so that was everything that I made in the month of April and everything that my students made in the month of April, minus I think 2 pieces or 3 pieces. Those pieces were still drying by the time we got to the kiln firing, and I let my students know there's 2 to 3 weeks for pickup. And so, yeah, we are still on schedule for that. Those pieces will probably be a part of next video of whatever I do. But as I'm sitting here recording this, I realized I had more to say than I thought. And so this video may just go out on its own, and the whole like LA video, first month LA video might just be like a next week release, because this video will need minimal editing, just kind of can slap it together and throw it up. And yeah. So I'm going to reposition. I don't think I'm going to record myself wiping everything down, because I don't think that that's like entertaining. But the next step basically is every single piece, as many surfaces as I can, need to be wiped down all with water to get rid of all of that like crud and dust that I was showing y'all that comes off of the pieces. And so I'm gonna do that now, and then I'll probably take a break and then get into glazing. And so yeah, feel free to stay tuned. Otherwise, yeah, I'm just gonna get into that process. My underglazes and some wax resist. And I've also got some miscellaneous tools, mostly for carving and stuff. But I actually do have brushes. Here. And so I'm gonna get started painting. I also have this orange that I bought specifically for the oranges I made. And so I think I'm gonna start with that. I don't know if I'm gonna end up doing like the entire like lot of stuff that I have to paint all recorded, but for right now I'm enjoying making content, and so I'll keep at it. It's kind of awkward because it's like the camera is right here and I'm back behind the camera, obviously, using a tripod setup on not like a 2-speed, but what would you call it, 2-time magnification. So just gonna pick up one. I wet my brush so that way it doesn't just soak up everything and deposit nothing, but I'm gonna use this underglaze on the back of the, like on the seal, just because I'm pretty sure these were actually $12 or $13 and they just haven't changed the pricing on them. I don't know if it was too much work to manage the in-person store, and so they just like shut it down, but here I am, just underglazing. I'd be surprised, honestly, if I recorded all of this process, because I'm already bored. And I have a feeling this orange is like too orange, but I don't know. I feel like California oranges are kind of like unreal orange. So just gonna, and then I'm gonna have to color mix to figure out like this part, because it's like kind of white, but like has more color than what's on here. So for right now, I'm just doing that. The other thing is I don't want to lose this texture that I have going on here. So I don't love doing this, but what I might do is actually get in here and sponge. The only reason I say I don't love this is because I think it ends up using more paint, but it's gonna help with the texture anyway, because I don't want all of these little nooks and crannies that I worked on before to just get filled up with pigment. That's not the goal. But you can already kind of see it's giving orange slice vibes. It's obviously not gonna look completely like this. Oops, okay. So let me be more careful. Ooh, okay. But actually that's kind of cool. Like, I think it needs more than that, but that's what I have to give to that right now. And then I'll probably mix a different color for the sides. Too much pigment taken away on the edges. And then, okay. I think I'm probably taking away more pigment than I'm adding at this point. That's not doing much. Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna let it dry. Move on to the next one. Because each one needs 3 layers anyway. I don't know if I adequately mixed this. They seem okay. So this one just gonna go in globbing it. So with this, honestly, I might only even do 2 coats because it's really like thick, which is not normal for glaze or underglaze. I mean, like, it's really well mixed, I feel like. And then just gonna go back in, and that's not doing it. Trying to stipple to bring back my texture. I could go in with the sponge, but like I was saying before, I don't want to waste any product because this stuff's not cheap. Ooh, as I'm about to knock it over. So I'll just kind of like, that's my thing, like it's already taking away texture. Is this better? I think so. Perfect, okay. And then lay this down, come back to these, and I think this is putting down product. It's unsure. Oh. And then yeah, I gotta figure out, because I'm like, it's like a yellowy, orangey, white-ish type situation, and then I probably will just mix yellow and orange for this part. There we go. Soak up some of that pigment. Just taking time to dry. And then boop. Put that there for later, and then oops. I know this is like trivial amounts, but at the same time, like, it's so hard. Like, this stuff is not cheap. Like, this is really gonna do something, but I don't know. I think that's fine. Is there anything else I need to paint orange? Not that I can tell. Nope. Yeah. I'm like, is there anything? Can't find anything. But okay. That's pretty much like all I can do with that. The other thing that I've seen people do before, I'm pretty sure this is supposed to happen with a different kind of paper. Ah! Oh my God, my phone almost fell into the water. That would have been okay. Ooh, it's about to do it again. Okay. Ugh, this stuff is not my favorite. Okay. Are we good? No, we're not good. Cool. So basically just like any like extra color that you have, like finding a way to put it on paper because it can be used as a transfer stamp, which honestly, I haven't fully done this before, so I don't know how well it works, but basically you then, I think it's wet clay. Like I would put this on a wet clay, sponge the back of it and pull it off, and then that's like now a stamp. I don't know how well that fully works, but that's the idea. And then I think now I will, what am I trying to do? I think I want this toaster to be pink. So that involves color mixing. And then I'll probably end up using pink again for the roller skates. And so it's okay if I have some extra. I don't know what color I'm gonna make the buttons yet. Ooh, it's shaking. Just gonna like scoop up all this red. And again, it's just like, it's really hard. Don't want to waste. Then also everything gets crusty also. So it's like, it's not even so much about the waste situation sometimes as it is about like, when you get underglaze all over the opening, like this part here, can be really frustrating. And then I'm gonna try and make my pink from the amount of underglaze that I have on here, but I have a feeling it's not gonna be enough. And also it's like, what kind of pink are we going for? Because I feel like these are not gonna give like bright pink like I'm looking for. Like I feel like it's gonna be like salmon. So I guess I'll take a different brush and just like add more in. Oops, I think I tapped it. Cool. I don't know if there's even enough here, but it is pink. My only thing is like, I feel like this is not the color I'm going for. Maybe I'll do lighter. Let's go lighter. Cool. Like fully pastel, because whatever this color is, I don't love it. I'm also like trying to remember I don't have to talk unless I like feel very much compelled to. It's not necessary. See, now I don't know. This seems like there might not be enough paint here, but let's see. Also then like if there's not enough paint and I have to like remix, that's gonna be annoying. I guess I'll just like flood it do all of it and then figure out the rest later. Oops, forgot that I just painted that side and I touched it. Gonna have to come back in and do the plug. But like, I'm thinking today might just be like, oh, get everything done that like isn't detail work maybe. And then come back in for more detailed stuff. I have a feeling this is going to dry really dark. Or excuse me, is gonna fire really dark. We'll see. Oh, I'm like almost out of frame. But yeah, so got one coat on there. Can probably get in here a little better. Can get in here. And then I'm gonna hit the bottom, and I'm gonna try not to touch it again. And just gonna let it kind of do its thing. And just kind of set it down. For now. And then anything else need pink? I don't think I'm gonna do the roller skate this pink. I haven't decided what color, but just trying to think. I'm like, is there anything? Oh, actually, it would be really cute to try and do like a burn book. This one might work, but it's also a really good book. Maybe I'll try a different one. I don't know. I'm like, do I want to make this? No, this pink is for this. I do need a spray bottle though, because I don't want this to get dried out on me. And also now I don't have another mixing spot. This is tricky. Is there anything I know? Oh, okay. I'm gonna do the boot next. So I'm gonna close these up. And then put these back for a sec. And the boot is just gonna be black. So I'm gonna grab this, shake this up. So got that on my finger, but move these, and then again gonna wet my brush as to not try and absorb any excess pigment. And I'm just gonna like try and grab some of this stuff and just start going to town. Oh, what's that about? It's like a thick, yeah. Is it gone? I think so. So right now, trying to be careful, but ultimately I'm just trying to like get a nice wash of color all into the piece. All the nooks and crannies, no white spots. And then I'll come back in and layer this up. Even on the bottom. I think on the bottom, I actually am gonna try and do a sparkle glaze, but it makes sense to start with a black base. So gonna do that. Oops, too much water. Again, just going in with a wash on all the surfaces. Because the biggest thing with underglaze is you just want to build up basically all your layers. And so you'll apply your first layers, let it dry, and then you'll go back in for later layers. So I'm just gonna go through and stipple my laces here because they look like they could use that extra pigment. Boop, 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 boop. And just kind of like doing anything I can to get into all of those white spaces. And then at this point, I'll let it dry. I can go in for this part, kind of get that pretty easily. And then and now that's a pretty decent first pass. So maybe a couple white spots that I can try my best to fill in. There we go. And in the mouth as well. Okay. Now she can dry. Whoops. Boom. So now I'm kind of counting this as my second pass, but I would count this as like one full coat. Get really on the bottom. I'm just gonna dip the brush quite a bit and then just like work these laces also really good. Try and get all the nooks and crannies. And I may want to come in with a smaller brush at some point because there are still like white spots here that I just, there we go. It's definitely difficult to try and like get everything, but I try to be as thorough as possible, especially with the underglaze because it looks kind of weird if you don't. Like, I want to get the pigment in there, but then I also don't want it to stay so much that it messes up my texture. That's not ideal. Oops, my head bumped the tripod. Is this? No, okay. So we've still got some holes on here that just don't want to be filled. Let's see. Just need like a short and steady brush. Just get in here real quick with this. Take some and just poop. There we go. And maybe I need to get a little closer so you can see what I'm saying, but like in these little holes here, like those shouldn't be white. And so I'm going in and just depositing some color in those spots. And then I'm kind of debating if I can be delicate enough, I might go in here with some wax resist and paint the laces so that they can remain not shiny and just kind of give off that impact of like patent leather on the shoe itself. Okay, awesome. So that's starting to look more like what I want it to look like. Then just get up in here, even go back around with another pass, doesn't hurt. Then can flip over to the other side. I'll hold like this for now. And just, realistically, I think like you're supposed to like paint like this, but I don't know, I just always do broad strokes. And then I'll come in here and just kind of dab for all the laces that need it still. I feel like this is taking so long. Oh my God, this is so much video. I don't exactly know if I'll record and finish everything because I kind of feel like I need to like lose concentration on certain things so that I can just kind of hunker in and do the work. Okay, so I would probably say that boot needs like one more coat, and then I know the bowl definitely could use another, so we'll just do that now. And then boom, cool, amazing. All right, so I think that the black is still messy. So what I'm gonna do is try and clean this up and take this off of here. Maybe I'll like get in here some more. Seems to be useful, kind of. Oops, okay, there we go, that's cool. And there's still, it's gonna be the bane of my existence, these shoelace spots that still have white. Anyway. I'm just distributing the excess that I have on my brush on here because you can never have too many layers. Unless it starts cracking, then you have too many layers. Also, I feel like I want to share my workflow on YouTube and stuff, but like it's so chaotic. Like y'all see this, I'm just hopping back and forth, doing whatever. Like, anyway, all right, black's cool. And take this off. Pop this on, clean my fingies. And then pop this to the side. Oh, I wasn't paying attention. I feel like this like separated on me. But definitely ready for my second coat now. It just looks so dark. I don't know. Just kind of trying to unflood some spots. Then I'll probably just set it down again and hit the bottom in a sec because I feel like this layer went on pretty nicely and I don't want to disrupted. So there's that. And then I think I need some red, maybe not for the Itachi. Gotta figure out what I'm doing with my skate. A banana plantain also requires color mixing. So I think maybe at this point what I'm gonna do is like, I probably won't record the rest of my painting process because honestly it's just a little bit too complicated to try and focus on both things at the same time. But I'm gonna move over now to glazing, and so that will be just kind of like dipping things and going from there. And so yeah, if you've enjoyed this 20-minute segment so far, which probably isn't fully 20 minutes, thanks for watching, and we'll move over to the next thing. So it turns out that I did continue glazing, but what I'm going to do instead is break it up into 2 parts since we're already at 50 minutes, and it'll be like another 30-40 minute vlog of me glazing and kind of getting things finished up for this glaze fire. Awesome. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.